Hello, Nacu here. So I developed a pie chart for the biggest muscle groups by volume in the human body. This is based from Who's Your J on Fitness Stack Exchange, who went through many research papers. All credit goes to them and the research papers. EXRX also helped me understand the muscle functions as well. Links in the description. I found some interesting finds from this pie chart. One of the interesting finds was how much more muscle the legs have compared to the upper body. Many muscle groups are relatively unknown had scored very high on the list. Let's look more in depth. The quads rank number 1. The quads are very powerful knee flexors and have a role in hip flexion as well. The quadriceps ranked higher than the glutes despite the gluteus maximus being the biggest individual muscle. Part of the reason why is that the quads are four rather big muscles rather than the gluteal group, which is one large and two comparatively small muscles. Next was the gluteal group in second place, which is a powerful hip extensor for running and walking. It is no surprise that the glutes are near the top of the list. They dominate with any lower body movement in the human body, from squats, deadlifts, back bridges, lunges, running, and so on. The hip adductors narrowly got third place in front of the calves. This is surprising because hip adductors are rarely trained and even in peak athletes. The hip adductors are an important muscle group for any complex movement, especially those that involve changing directions. This deserves a video in itself, as many people should be training this muscle group along with the hip abductors of the gluteal group. Fourth place was the calves. The calves provided an essential role in running and sprinting, which makes sense why they are here. The calves are sometimes overlooked in leg training. Fifth place happened to be the rectus spinae, another often overlooked muscle group of the human body. The rectus spinae is a powerful spinal extensor and acts as a core stabilizer along with the abdominals. This anatomy model didn't even show the 9 muscles of the rectus spinae, giving you an idea of how underappreciated the rectus spinae is. Largest muscle in the upper body happened to be the deltoids. The front and mid delts help significantly with shoulder flexion and abduction, while the rear delts help a lot with shoulder extension and external rotation. Rotator cuff muscle group happened to score higher than a lot of the muscles in the upper body, proving just how important the rotator cuff is for shoulder stability. Pectoralis scored close to the bottom for muscle volume. They are a large but very flat muscle and only contribute to very few muscle actions. Lats, traps, and iliopsoas scored the lowest for muscle volume. These muscles appear big but are rather thin and flat. Some limitations to this data is that this data overall is incomplete and hasn't documented all the muscles. Another is that the muscle variation between individuals is guaranteed, so this information won't be entirely accurate to you. Also, despite some muscles being bigger than others, training the entire body is a must. Okay. There are many muscles in the human body. Many undertrained muscle groups are much higher up on the list than you'd expect. The rectus spinae, hip adductors, and calf scored very high but are often undertrained, while the pecs, lats, and traps are very small and get more focus than other muscles. It is important to train the entire body, unlike in bro splits. Have a wonderful day. Naku out.